right, ladies and gentlemen, it is 9:31 here on the East Coast. When we're recording, that is. I don't know when you're listening to this. I don't know what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Stop acting like you're not a stalker.
I do know that Joe and I are about to get to bed soon, and Chris has just gotten up for the day.
Hey.
As he is something crazy like 16, 18 hours ahead, whatever.
14.
Sure. Okay. So what are we talking about today? The importance of good quality sleep. So Chris,
Quality sleep.
how'd you sleep last night?
Honestly, it's updating. I messed up and didn't have this running overnight. And what I'm talking about is my Whoop that tracks my sleep. I love this. I love this thing so much. It's the best thing the Air Force has ever done. Is give us a 6-month contract with Whoop. Hashtag Whoop. It's awesome, dude. Sleep is so important, and especially for us in the military, we don't get enough ever because our shifts are always changing. I know Joey could speak on that. Look at that disgusting mustache of his, first off. How have we not addressed this yet? That thing is gross. Anyway, you might need a little sleep. You might need some sleep to clear your mind and then realize that thing is nasty.
Nasty.
Anyway, yeah.
Thing is gorgeous.
Sleep. Joe, I mean, your schedules have switched how many times over the past month?
Month? Hold on. Once. Past 3 months, 7.
That's insane. That's nuts. I bet you're tired, aren't you?
I am on 4.5 hours of sleep right now after a 12-hour shift.
Hell yeah. Sweet. Yep. And I have been flying just crazy early mornings and then not so early mornings. And then like my days off, it's just a free for all and catch sleep when I can. So it's rough. It really is rough. Randy switched jobs and he's been working late hours. He's been working overtime, right? So
early, getting up early and getting there early and then not leaving until late.
Hell yeah, brother.
So I bring up Whoop because it's fantastic. And we're not sponsored by them at all. You know, I've worked with them. I worked with a team that came to my base and like handed these out. So I got to know the company pretty well. And so I just want to brag about them. Like, they're a good company to be a part of, right? So if you don't have one, it's a little expensive. It's like $30 a month, which is a pretty expensive subscription. However, it really makes you live your life to your fullest because it tracks your sleep. It's just great. Like, I can look at my data, see how much REM sleep, so much deep sleep, so much light sleep I've had, and tailor my entire day to either kill it in the gym, like go crush it, kill some workouts, like I've met my sleep quota and like I'm good to go. Or on the flip side, I'm gonna switch the flip here. Did it. You don't have enough sleep, and maybe you should kind of tailor your day to getting a little sleep, going to bed earlier, winding down better before the night begins. So maybe instead of working out at 7 p.m., you try to work out earlier, like 2 or 3 p.m. And then you really focus on winding down at night because you need good sleep. Sleep runs your life. And I've tried to keep a good schedule the best I can here, and it really helps. So before I keep rambling on, what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I think the most important part is also the quality of the sleep, which being on a routine helps with that. But getting good quality sleep is really the key. Because so many people think it's just how many hours you get. It's like, oh, I got 8 hours of sleep last night. It's like, yeah, but how much good sleep how much REM sleep did you get in that 8 hours? So it's not just about, I've had nights where I've slept for 5 hours and woke up the next day and I felt great because I got, 4 or 5 hours of quality sleep. So it doesn't really matter in that regard. It matters more, the quality, not the quantity.
That's huge facts. Right. I know you've called me out on this, actually, Chris, was when I came off of night shift. So I've worked night shift a lot over the past 2 years. And I know when I came off of it and was on day shift for about 6 months, when I was an honor guard, I believe it was, you talked to me and you're like, holy crap, you are much more cognitive. Like, you can actually remember things and hold better conversations. I'm like, yeah, it's wild. What the sunlight does. Yeah. Sleeping when the sun is down.
Yeah. You need it. You need good sleep. And the quality comes from having a schedule and consistency. So let me try and bring this up. It's not working. I'm kind of annoyed right now. But anyway, first thing, cut this part out. Cut the not working part out.
No way.
I'm gonna brag about this company. That's
yeah,
not
exactly.
I'm frustrated.
Exactly. I don't understand. Anyway, all right, cut that whole part out. Yeah, so the schedule and Whoop basically tracks. It gives you like a weekly summary of what you've done that week and how you've slept. So, for example, it'll tell you, like, it'll have this little flow chart to where your sleep should be in, like this little section of the chart that your sleep should be in, like consistency, like what time did you go to bed, and then your quality of sleep and where does that fall on the chart. And I've had a few like perfect, like really good, like 80%, you know, and then I've had like 40 and 30%, like, dude, I need to get some more sleep. And it'll tell you, hey, your average bedtime varied by like 3 hours this week, like work on that, like get a schedule going. And it's super cool to see the science behind that, because it's totally true. And even the nights you can't fall asleep, at least you're trying to stay on schedule, so the next night you'll be able to get back in that routine. So
yeah, that's one thing I've noticed with me for sure, is if I have a night that I don't sleep particularly well, I almost kind of look forward to the next night, because it's like, as long as I stay on my routine and on my schedule and get to bed when I should get a really good night's sleep. And I would say most of the time, if I have that night where I don't get such a good night's sleep, the next night, great.
I wish I was mentally disciplined to do that, but I will get a very bad night of sleep. And I'm sure there's many people out there like me, where it's like you'll get, 4, 5, 6 hours of sleep, wake up, go to work, come back, and just do the same thing again. It's like, screw it. But
yeah, it's not good.
no, not good at all.
So yeah, you need to focus on going to sleep, like recouping. You can't have a 4-hour night of sleep and then the next day have a 4-hour night of sleep. It doesn't work like that. Like you have a sleep debt, and Whoop actually kind of tracks that, right?
No, Monster Energy and banks.
No, that's not true at all.
Banks
Don't
sponsor me,
Joe. So yeah, it's really important. You can't just keep depriving yourself of sleep, otherwise you're going to turn into a zombie. And night shift, like Joe does, affects that. Like if you're so used to doing a set schedule and waking up in the morning and having coffee and going to work and then working out and then coming home, maybe working on homework if you're going to school, or something else like a side hustle, like we mentioned in our previous episodes, or just reading a book, right? And then you wind down and go to bed, and then all of a sudden you switch that, you're not going to keep up. Like, you really need to focus on maintaining that schedule. Sleep
drastically changes how you operate throughout the day. I've noticed the best times I've ever gained strength in the gym, right, made progress and set personal records, is when I was getting consistent good nights of sleep. If I was ever, working less or getting easier shifts, and I was able to sleep more, my gym progress skyrocketed. I made so many improvements, and that's just one example. Your cognitive ability, your muscles, everything.
Yeah.
And even aside
you
from that,
you get swole.
Just your general like outlook and happiness throughout the day. Like your stress level, like I feel like when I'm tired, my stress level goes up so much quicker, and then even over stuff that's like not really a big deal. And I notice like the days where I get good sleep, I don't really have that. It's like I just kind of like let it roll off my back.
Yeah, like right now I was acting a little bit cranky before we started recording because I'm sleep deprived. LOL, yep. Sorry.
Yeah, so I know personally I've changed a lot of habits recently to try and get better sleep, because, that was one of the things I noticed, like what I mentioned earlier, as far as getting 8 hours of sleep and then waking up the next day and feeling like I didn't sleep at all. And one thing, I think the most like major thing that I did was, I say minimum 30 minutes before bed, put the phone away.
Yeah.
Stop
I
looking
struggle
at
with that. I struggle with that.
Yeah, that's a big one. I try to do like other stuff too that relaxes me, and like some people might not agree with this part, but it works for me. Is like I do like to sit and just maybe like watch something on TV and just kind of like let my brain shut off. and just kind of chill. And a lot of times I'll even like fall asleep on the couch, like watching something on TV, just because my brain just kind of like finally relax, and then that's when I go to bed. But that's another thing I do is just like find an activity. Like Chris mentioned, reading works good for him. Like find an activity that works good for you, that helps you kind of like relax, whether that's sitting watching TV, listening to music, reading a book, listening to a book.
Ooh,
which you can do free for 30 days if you click the link below for Audible. Yeah. Right. So, one other thing I did, I invested in getting some of those like sleepy time teas. Like I don't, and honestly, I don't know. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. If it doesn't, then there's a good placebo effect there. Either way, doesn't matter because it gets me relaxed and ready to go to bed.
Have either of you guys used melatonin before, by any chance?
That's funny you said, because I was just gonna bring that up.
I had a feeling.
Yeah.
I don't like to use melatonin consistently.
Yep. Same.
I don't like to use it at all. I don't like to use it at all. I only use it like, just say for instance, like I get to bed later than I should have, and I know I have to get up early the next day. Then I take it to try and like boost, like getting to sleep quicker. But that's really the only time I do it, because that is one thing that like melatonin is don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure melatonin is something your body produces naturally.
It is, yeah, naturally.
Right.
So it's a supplement, right? So I don't want to supplement something I should have naturally.
Right.
Work on why you don't have much of it naturally, and that will fix a lot more issues.
And the bigger issue is if you're taking melatonin consistently, your body's going to be like, well, I don't need to produce this because I'm getting it already.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people kind of use it when they shouldn't because of their bad sleeping habits. I have a lot of military friends who be like, oh, yeah, I take melatonin every night, but yet they're still using their phones and playing video games till they're ready to go to bed, and then every single night using melatonin, and they're like, it doesn't affect me anymore. Like, no shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't affect you, and also your body's not making it now.
Yeah. Right. So I like Randy's example. I do this every night now. Down here, I have to do this to stay on schedule with my flying schedule, because sometimes I have to go to bed at 6 p.m. So dark, light blocking curtains. I have a lamp on, orange, like a dark lamp. It's a Hygge Factor, like that book. I keep bringing that book up. Check out our latest Instagram post and get it. You'll thank me. But so make it dark, orange light, candles, cup of tea, and a book every single night down here. Like I have to do that in order to just ease my brain. Don't focus on what tomorrow holds. Focus on right now. Be present. Read a book. Let my eyes get tired naturally, and then fall asleep. Now, what's been happening in reality is I do that, and then I'll leave the living room, this couch right here, this bad boy. I'll go to my bed, and I'll set an alarm. And as I'm setting an alarm on my phone, I'm like, oh, Instagram's right here. Bring up Instagram. I got to stop doing that, man. I have to stop.
You're not the only one.
Yeah,
I need to stop doing that.
I did want to circle back to the phone thing, because there's so many reasons why it's bad before you go to bed. Number one being just the blue light factor alone, which it's not good. It's brain fatigue, it's eye fatigue, and it's not good when you're trying to go to sleep. But then number two is you think about, you go down, you lay in bed, you're trying to shut your brain off, and then you scroll through Facebook, and you're scrolling past all this stuff that's getting you like riled up, and it's like, that's a stupid thing this person said, and that's a dumb post, and okay, that one was funny, and this is stupid, and like you're just, now your brain is back to firing on all cylinders when it should be shutting down.
All your emotions start coming out. Yep.
Yeah.
It's great. Another thing Whoop does very well is they have questionnaires. So every morning you wake up, it'll be like, you can set it to ask you questions. I know Rumsey's mentioned this in a previous episode. So one of the questions is like, did you meditate yesterday? Were you hydrated well enough yesterday? And like, did you use blue light blocking glasses before bed? And did you listen to white noise while you were trying to fall asleep? Like, it has all these in there. So for example, if I check my sleep, I got a really bad night's sleep. I got 5 hours and it was not consistent. I can go back and look at these logs and be like, oh, maybe I should wear my blue light. If I know I'm going to be on my phone, to set an alarm, throw my glasses on real quick, don't look at the blue light, or even dim your phone. What I do is I dim it completely. I set it on night mode, so blue light's almost, I mean, there's still some, right? But it's an oranger light, and I throw my glasses on, and I'll set my alarm, and what I need to do is just leave it at that, throw my phone. Like, throw it on charger, face down, away from me. But yeah, it's really cool. So, again, I love Whoop. You should get one. But sleeping is more important than supporting any company, even though, a company's helping you sleep, but whatever. It's cool. So, yeah, do that. Blue light is a huge factor. But more importantly, just having a routine and being aware of what you're doing wrong. And I know Rumsey's mentioned a book. Do you guys remember what it was about sleeping?
Yeah.
Shoot. He mentioned it a bunch of times. We're going to reach out. We'll have it listed below, just the title of the book, so you guys can get it if you're interested, because this is super important for everybody, no matter what your occupation.
You mentioned white noise, actually. If I remember correctly, you sleep in absolute silence, don't you? Or did you change that?
No, so I did like to, but I don't get absolute silence anywhere anymore. So no matter where I live, like, it's just, there's always noises. Yeah. Well, here and even back home, like, there's noises. There's a highway. So
yeah,
what I do is I'll get as quiet as I can. Another app that I have is Calm, and we've talked about that before.
Oh yeah.
This app, fantastic. You can do soundscapes. There's actual music. There's meditation. Nice. There is look, it's going. It's already playing. Wind in the Pines. It's playing.
There you go.
But it's designed to take you somewhere, and they tell bedtime stories for, like, adults. Like, it's interesting. Like, if you guys have watched Peaky Blinders, Cillian Murphy, the main guy, Thomas Shelby, he's on there. He tells a bedtime story about, like, Narnia. It just takes you somewhere, and your brain focuses on that as you doze off, and it's fantastic. Like, the psychology behind sleep is fascinating.
Interesting. Randy, I see you have a fan by you. Do you run that while you sleep? Because I do.
No, the fan is honestly more for temperature control.
Okay.
But what I do tend to do, and this is something I mentioned way back in the music episode, is I'll put on, like, softer classical music or just, like, instrumental music in my headphones when I sleep.
You sleep with headphones on?
Earbuds, yeah.
That's nuts.
I feel like that's even worse, to be honest with you.
Yeah. How do you do that?
I don't know. It doesn't bother me. Everybody says it's.
Do you not lay on your sides?
I do lay on my side. Sometimes when I wake up, my ear hurts.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Dude, what? That's an anomaly. How is that possible?
But it makes me sleep.
If it works, it works. Yeah,
good for you, man.
Yeah.
I always run a fan, no matter how cold it is outside, just because the white noise helps me sleep.
You know what? Actually, somebody once told me what they did because the whole headphones issue, but they were the same way, where they wanted to listen to music, but they didn't want to, like, disturb everybody in their whole house. He would take his phone and, like, play music just through the speaker in the phone, but he'd keep it pretty low, and he would put it under his pillow.
That's smart. I like that.
Yeah, but now your phone's got to charge, and that's going to overheat and catch your pillow on fire. Well, anyway, that's a safety hazard.
Small price to pay for good sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's true. The fan, that's a good point, Joe. I don't use it for the noise. I need to sleep cold, and that's all I got in my room down here. That's my biggest complaint down here, is that it's hot. It's 73 in this place nonstop, like, all day, every day. I can't change the temperature. It's 73. Yeah, back home, I keep it at 67 when I sleep. I love the cold. When I sleep, I want it to be freezing.
That's a bit too cold for me.
No, it's
69.
I wake up and I wake up and I don't want to get out of bed, but that's when you know you've had a good sleep. Like, it's cold, man. Yeah, it's nice. If I could sleep in a sweatshirt and sweatpants, like, Gucci.
Yeah. To your point, though, comfort level.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it, is comfort.
Right. So finding that comfort, what do you like? Do you like it warmer? Do you like it colder? Maybe you have a partner that sleeps next to you that is the opposite, and that is rough. I mean, how do you combat that? Yeah. Yeah. So, like, what are you going to do? Maybe there's things. I think they have products where, like, you can warm one side of the bed, and is it Sleep Number bed or whatever? Anyway.
Yeah. One of them does that.
Yeah. But so consider that. If it's that important to you, consider spending the money on that. See, I don't have that problem. I live alone, so it's just I keep it cold as hell, and I'm good to go.
And it's not even just about temperature either. I mean, having quality sheets. Quality sheets and blankets are important, and a good pillow, a good supportive pillow, where you're not going to toss and turn all night.
This brings up a good point for me. Actually, is
I sound like a MyPillow commercial.
Invest in a good bed. Because you do spend a third of your life in your bed. So it's just like having good sneakers, right? The things that you use the most, like bed, third of your life. If you have a quality mattress, you're probably going to have a better life because of how much time you actually spend using it. So
yeah, it's funny. I have a Serta mattress, and I don't recommend you buy them, but I have bought one back in the day. And so what keeps happening is they have a pretty good warranty where if there's like a 2-inch dip in my bed, I can just return it and get a brand new one. Nice. I've done it 3 times already. So I've had like a new bed every year for like the past 3 years.
That's nice.
Yeah. But that also goes to show there's a problem. They should probably fix something, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's beside the point.
I have a Tempur-Pedic.
Yeah.
So I would say pros and cons. Pro, super comfortable. Even now, like this bed's old. I probably need a new mattress at this point. But super comfortable. Con, hot as hell. They get hot. And like,
damn,
I'm like
sucks.
you. I like it cold. Like I know the times I've stayed at your place and you've been like, dude, I keep it cold. I'm like, turn it down.
Yeah.
Turn it way down. Like I love it cold too. So like I hear you on that. So definitely if you're like a cold sleeper, maybe wouldn't necessarily recommend the Tempur-Pedic. But yeah, but there's also things that you can get to help with that. I know Rumsey has mentioned it, and we mentioned it in a previous episode, has that
that bed
temperature
topper.
regulated bed topper.
Yeah, there you go. That helps your partner problem too, right? Yep. Like you can get one of them on one side of the bed, they could have something different on theirs, and you're good to go. Technology, man.
Yeah.
If I could say one thing is do your research. Like when I was looking at pillows and stuff, this is turning all into beds, so we're gonna fix that shortly. However, when I was looking at pillows, I had no idea the market of pillows was so saturated. Like I was on YouTube, there was like 80,000 videos of like different pillow reviews, and each one was different. I was like, what the hell? How is there so many pillows? And what one's the best? Because this one says there's the best, and this one says this. Terrible. Anyway, try to do some research.
There's so much
and invest in yourself.
Research. There's so much out there. And again, I know we already did our Audible shout out, but seriously, look on Audible because there's books on there that are all about good quality sleep and things to do and things you can try. So seriously, click the link and check it out.
Yeah. Reading, tea, lights, temperature, action.
Go.
No action because it should be sleeping. Yeah.
Invest in yourself. That's what you said, and I really like that because the more you invest into your sleep, the better performance you get out of yourself. Better you get out of yourself, better life.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Sleep controls your life, and don't take it for granted. A lot of people don't have the ability to maybe don't even have the money to buy a good mattress. So if you do invest in yourself, right? Take advantage of that and help yourself get that sleep. Keep a routine, and obviously your diet falls into play. Don't eat prior, but that's a whole nother discussion. So hopefully you guys learned something today. Sleep it's important, and if you have any questions, leave it in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So you should be watching us because Joey mentioned there's a fan in the background, so check that fan out.
You can only see.
You can also see.
Oh.
That's actually our number one.
You can
fan.
also see. You can see. Wow. You can see both beds. You see my couch that I referenced before. Anyway, YouTube just adds that extra dimension and more personable. So if you want to see our ugly faces and Joe's horrible mustache,
it's gorgeous.
I'm just really jealous. Check out YouTube and consider subscribing to our Instagram pages. And then this way, it's easy for us to converse with you, right? We get your feedback. We can post polls on our stories. We post clips of our videos of previous episodes, and we're going to be posting stuff about our upcoming episodes now that we're getting back into a routine of, recording a few weeks prior, having some in the bank for you guys. So subscribe, like, share, tell your friends, hide your wife, audible.com. It's great. Sweet. Thanks for listening. And until next time, from everyone here at Lessons Learned, We'll
See ya.